Oh, no. I read like a ton of those. I just read Sugar. That was really good. I read a really, like, nobody knows about this book, Catching Fire, so. I thought it was a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
But I also read If I Stay recently, like semi-recently. I've never read that. That was amazing.
I'm going to be a total fangirl because I've been reading a lot of historical fiction. The most recent YA that I read was yours. I totally loved it. It's so good. I couldn't put it down. I was staying up way too late.
The most recent book that I read that's out, it just came, actually I think it's supposed to come out today, but I saw in the bookstore yesterday that I gave a quote to. It was Struck by Jennifer Bosworth. She actually lives in LA. And the reason because I get asked to do a lot of quotes for books, and the reason that one really caught my attention about this girl who basically is constantly getting struck by lightning, and the powers that gives her. And I was drawn to it because when I was in elementary school, I used to like to draw my own comic strips and stuff, and I wrote this comic strip called Lightning Boy, about a guy who gets struck by lightning and then has really cheesy, stupid powers, which I never did anything with because what I was writing was cheesy and stupid. But so that just totally like, we go, ooh, this, and she accomplished what I was trying to do because it's not cheesy or stupid. And I loved it. And I love that every once in a while I'll have an idea for a story, or I'll hold on to it for years. One day I'll work on it, I say, and then also I'll find a book that's somewhat similar, and a lot of times they do it much better than I could have done it, and I love that, because then I can let go of the idea and move on to something else. And it's fun. Wow, somebody else wrote better than I would have written that, and I love that book and that idea is out there.
I honestly, I was like, why hasn't anyone done a Rapunzel story? This was like 5 years ago. Why isn't anyone trying to, why doesn't she get herself out of the tower? Why doesn't Rapunzel do? And then Tangled came out and I was like, But then I thought, I was like, it was awesome. And I watched it like a million times. I was really like, darn it.
Okay, so now we're going to open it up to everybody else. So if you have a question, yeah.
Hi there. Thank you so much for sharing your books with us and your expertise. I really appreciate that. My question is kind of a twofer. The first thing I'd like to know is what did you do that led up, no, scratch that. How long had it been from when you actually completed your novels to when you were actually published? And then the part two is, how did you get published, including were you promoting yourselves through social media? Did your publisher handle it? Did you find that some other form of publicity or marketing worked for you?
For me, from when I first decided I wanted to be a published writer and wrote a manuscript and sent it off to New York, to when I finally sold a book, 12 years had gone by.
I mean, that's sticking with it.
Yeah,
Like,
and I wrote a bunch. I wrote all different types of books, all for children. That was 13 Years Ago was actually my first book for teens, but that's what I wanted to do, and I was going to stick with it until I stumbled upon an idea that was right for that time. Because a lot of my books, one of them almost sold, and I'm kind of glad it didn't, because I liked that 13 Reasons Why was my first. So even though every book I wrote, the reason I sent it off to get published was because I wanted it to be published. And yet, looking back, I can honestly say it feels like it happened how it was supposed to happen. I learned so much along the way, and then I'm glad 13 Reasons Why was my introduction to the world. So all about perseverance and not giving up if your dreams actually be published. And so with 13 Reasons Why, I had an agent, and she sent it out to publishers, and it got rejected a bunch. It actually got rejected more than most of my other books, until eventually someone wanted to buy it. And thankfully they did, because they would have been stupid not to.
Mine was like, it was ridiculous. I've been trying to write screenplays for a couple of years because I've studied theater in college, so I thought like the natural progression was to write screenplays. That's what you're supposed to do, especially if you go to NYU. Everybody writes a screenplay if you go to NYU. It's like a requirement to get in. But so I've written a few, and people were interested in them here
here and there, but nothing ever got made, nothing ever got sold. It wasn't really the right genre for me. And my husband was like, Josie, look at your bookcase. What do you, and I was like, oh, it's full of fantasy books. He's like, why don't you write one of those? And I was like, oh, okay. So I wrote it, and then I had no idea what to do with it. I sort of wrote it, and I gave it back to my husband and went, here. Ta-da! And he, on the sly, he sent it out like through Facebook. He found a manager for me and sent it to her. She read it overnight. Sent it to an agent in New York who read it overnight. I literally got a phone call at 7 o'clock in the morning from a manager saying, oh, I have an agent lined up for you, and there's a publisher that we already know that it's good. And it turned out to be a preemptive buy, which means that nobody else read it before. It didn't go out. It went to one publisher and they bought it immediately. So I woke up to a phone call. I'm not kidding. Like 7 o'clock. I don't wake up at 7. So like Rachel, my manager, who is a little spark plug, she's like, oh my god, I love the book. I couldn't put it down. Molly couldn't put it down. And everybody loves it. What are you gonna? And I was like, who are you? And my husband's like, oh yeah, honey, I sent your manuscript down. Faster than I was even prepared for. But I'd written a lot of stuff that everybody was kind of like, about, you know, so, and sometimes it's not just, it's about finding your voice and about finding the right genre, like, how you stuck it out for 12 years, like, hats off to you, that's amazing, like, that really is.
I said that looking back, it feels like that's how it's supposed to happen, yet hearing how fast it happened for you, I got kind of mad at you.
I'm still clueless. I'm playing catch up even still. I'm like, how did that happen?
Well, it's funny. Mine is actually similar to yours. It's crazier, actually. I know. I have the most roundabout way of getting. I don't know if anyone will ever follow this model because it's just so random. I started out as a singer and like literally like a teen pop singer. And when I was 17 years old, I was on the road opening for Aaron Carter and O-Town. These people were big at the time. Now it's a little embarrassing. Like doing the whole Radio Disney thing. But I always had ideas in my head. I was always reading. And as I grew up and kind of grew into my 20s, I sort of realized that I wanted to do more than that. Even the type of music I liked was changing and evolving, and I was just growing out of what I've been doing. And through my music, I was represented by William Morris. So when I came up with an idea for a book, they immediately said, okay, go see this agent in New York. And I was like, okay. And I pitched the idea, and she said, write a book proposal. She loved the idea. And I didn't know what a book proposal was, so I kind of put it off for 6 months or something. And then she said, no, really, write this proposal. I really like this idea. And so, this is so crazy, but I wrote 8 pages. It was 6 pages was kind of the concept, the idea. And then the last 2 pages was just sort of what I saw as the story like evolving and as what it would be beyond just the first book as a series. And she said,